All right, we're back Thursday, baby. 2 days to go when I'm posting this, and then we got week three. Fantastic slate of games, man. We're looking forward. I'm recording this on Sunday night, and then I'm gonna post it on Thursday. So if something happened between them, I apologize, and I'll talk about it when I can. Gonna get into the first game here, Florida at LSU. My God, here's the thing with recording this on Sunday is still furious at Billy Napier. He's just like LSU should LSU should win this game by 30. They can. They really can. Florida 9.5 point dogs right now. It was like 6.5 points last week. The 3 point change week to week is that's when you really got bad really quick if Vegas is moving the line that much. Um, this LSU team is what Florida wishes they could be. And there was a point in time, mind you this. I mean, and this just tickles my fancy thinking about this. It'd be so nice if this did happen. In 2021, LSU fans were knocking the door down trying to get Napier to Baton Rouge. They wanted the guy bad. He performed well at um, Louisiana Lafayette, performed well at the mid-major, Louisiana ties. Thought he could have been successful in Baton Rouge. They wanted him. They wanted him bad. And LSU came out ahead. Came out very far ahead. Came out very far ahead. Um, we're gonna do week three picks. So my pick for this game, I'm taking Florida plus 9.5. Because Billy Napier is gonna do this much over what it takes to keep his job. He's gonna keep his job by this much. And then Florida covers and or wins, and then we're gonna get it's weekly at this point. The Scott Strickland addressing the fan base, talking about how much confidence he has in Billy Napier. What a dumb guy. Recording this on Sunday. I'm still upset. Okay, but Thursday rolls around. We're back. All right, Florida's back. Um, truthfully, I'm taking LSU to win, but Florida to cover. Um, only because LSU looks sloppy too, right? The offense looks really just pedestrian against La Tech last Sunday. Nussmeier is an NFL draft pick for sure, but sometimes not not getting as much juice out of the squeeze as he could from drive to drive. Looking for him to perform a little better. Lagway is going to get more reps. He's going to get better with more reps, but he needs to fix stuff because he looked horrible against USF. Like it's Billy Napier's fault, but Lagway was missing layups, was missing absolute layups. I think he gets it ironed out as he actually starts to practice because he hasn't been able to practice, which is like, hey, coach, let your guy practice. That's how you get better. Let him practice. So Florida plus 9.5. I'm taking a lot of dogs this week. I think. I think I'm taking a lot of dogs this week. Clemson at Georgia Tech. This is a game, folks, where if you switch the logos around, Georgia Tech would probably be favored to win. Georgia Tech in Atlanta, in Bobby Dodd. Atlanta is back. Georgia Tech owns Atlanta. Atlanta is Georgia Tech City. Never let them tell you that Atlanta belongs to Georgia. This is Georgia. This is Georgia Tech City. And Clemson comes in looking pedestrian as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of teams that the offense just looks average. And I spoke on this last week how the sport's kind of rolling back around to defensive head coaches. I think for a minute there, uh, we love the idea of scoring 45 points a game and having X's and O's guys at the helm. And there's places where that works, but seeing a lot of success over the defensive minds running the program and delegating with an offensive coordinator. And I think that will consistently be the way to win for a while now. Clemson at Georgia Tech. I don't know why I just got into that, but I felt the need to say that. Um, in regards to offenses looking bad, like Clemson. Um, Defenses look good, and defensive head coaches are winning ball games right now. The offensive ones aren't really. I'm gonna take, I think Clemson is 4.5 point favorites. Not only do I think Georgia Tech covers, I think Georgia Tech wins this game outright. It's in Atlanta. That stadium is gonna be packed out, and the stadium is gonna be a factor, which is not something you historically say about Bobby Dodd Stadium down there off of I-75, but it's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be rocking. You'll be able to hear it from the highway, I bet. So give me give me Georgia Tech. Oh, Clemson's 3.5 point favorites. That line keeps moving. That keeps moving in Georgia Tech's favor. I'm telling you, if Georgia Tech had a Clemson logo on their helmet, they would be favored in this game because they have a soldier at quarterback. Haynes King would run through the Big Show, that massive guy from the WWE. He'd run through that guy if that's what it meant to win a ball game. And we need more guys like that. All right, 3:30 Georgia at Tennessee. Neyland, of course, going to be rocking. This game preseason had Georgia written all over it. Georgia's only favored by 4.5. And that's because Joey Aguilar was supposed to stink and Tennessee was supposed to go 8-4. And now look at this trade this de facto trade between Nico and Joey Aguilar. Tennessee won it big time. Tennessee won it big time. Tennessee looks good. Georgia looks good. I think Georgia is hiding a lot of their stuff. They've been running the ball. They didn't look great against Austin P. Austin P covered that spread. That was one of our best bets the last weekend. Good for us. I think Tennessee is not going to cover. I think Gunnar Stockton is going to come out with some confidence. 4.5's a weird line. Like this feels like a game Georgia just wins by 7. But if they win by 4, if they win like 27-23, that'd be unfortunate. But we're gonna roll with Georgia Tech, or sorry, Georgia Tech. We're rolling with Georgia Tech and we're rolling with Georgia. Big in-state plays here. As much as I gripe about Florida, if you are listening to this and you don't know me, you'd be stunned to know that I live in Georgia. Pretty crazy. So the Georgia boys are gonna roll Tech and Georgia. We're gonna take Tech plus 3.5. We're gonna take Georgia minus 4.5. Um, Georgia is just they're still Georgia. Do we forget that sometimes? It's still Kirby. Do we know Kirby's still the coach there? Why we got him ranked at 6? We punished him for winning 2 spots. Not only we moved him outside of the top 5. Kirby is gonna somehow make. Oh my God! I just remembered that Georgia goes from 4 to 6 in the AP poll. That's so much fuel. Kirby Smart is going to turn that into a nightmare fuel for this team and for Tennessee. Oh my God. Georgia by a million. Just off that alone. Just off of them dropping in the rankings. But also, if I must be real, the run game is back. Gunnar Stockton, if he comes out and plays confidently, probably not going to like outduel Joey Aguilar, but doesn't need to, right? Georgia can run for 220 yards in this game, I think. And I think they win by a touchdown. I think it's probably if Tennessee covers, I think it would be a backdoor type of thing. Like I don't think I can't envision this game going down to the wire. I can honestly envision Tennessee winning this game by 10, but there's just a lot more scenarios where Georgia wins this game by 10. So I'm gonna roll with that. All right. An interesting one in Florida. Georgia and Florida are two great states to be in if you're just a fan right now. South Florida going to Miami, to the rented stadium, to Hard Rock. Miami, Carson Beck looks like Carson Beck again, which is good. Good for him. He fell out of love with football, I bet, for a year. And I think he's back. But South Florida has the best resume in college football so far this year, for sure. Bar Florida State. God, these Florida teams are cooking, except for one. Miami, 16.5 point favorites. That's such a tough line. I think South Florida's so good. What did Miami do last week? Sure, I mean obviously they won, but was it a pummeling? It was a pummeling. 45-43. They didn't cover though. They did not cover. Dude, USF's gonna cover again. What we okay, after this week, whoever's making the odds needs to stop giving South Florida over 2 touchdowns in points. Miami by 16 and a half. This has South Florida to cover written all over it. Miami is not gross and fraudulent like Florida is, so Miami wins, but I think South Florida covers. But South Florida's offensive line, especially the interior offensive line, was pretty terrible. And Ruben Bain might have 4 sacks in this game. But Byron Brown is also, I just see him getting flushed from the pocket and having a few explosives and just staying in it. South Florida is, Golish is next up. He's up right now. Just depends on if he is going to leave South Florida. He's going to get an offer too. It's going to get him a lot of money to leave there, but he likes it there. Excuse me. Excuse me. I had to get that cough was the last little bit of disgust I had to get out in regards to Billy Napier and the Gators. But South Florida to Miami, if this line moved to 17 and a half in Miami's favor, we would lock this up as South Florida to cover that spread. We're still going to lock in the minus 16 and a half. And if you're listening to me and you don't know me, I just do these picks every week what I think this spread is going to be and who I think is going to cover it. I live in Georgia. I'm not putting my hard-earned money on these games. But we're 5-5 for the year, which means if you do, you can have fun and like stress over these ball games, but not win or lose. Pretty fun way to bet money is when you don't get too high or too low. Just steady Eddie in these parts. And actually 5-5 is better than 10-0 because we're so steady. Yeah, we're gonna take South Florida plus 16 and a half and definitely gonna take that if that line moves. Ohio versus Ohio State. Definitely see one of them winning. All right. Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame bye week. Oh, a week two bye or a week one bye week? Wait, hold on. Yeah, a week two bye week for Notre Dame. They're 0-1. That's unbelievable. A&M. Listen, this is another team, another SEC team that just doesn't look great right now. And then you have Notre Dame on the other hand, who loses to Miami, but was minus 2 turnovers and lost by 1. A lot of factors in that game that change that I think CJ Carr probably even now wouldn't do that he did do in week 1. I like Notre Dame here. Where is this game? It's at Notre Dame. I don't envision Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is a fantastic head coach. I think A&M covers, but I think Notre Dame gets a much needed win. So we're going to take lots of underdogs we're taking. Marcel Reed is fantastic in spurts. In spurts, he's fantastic. Um, he flashes and then kind of sinks down to like, oh, this guy's screwing it up. But overall, he's a get the job done guy for Texas A&M because Texas A&M still as a university and as a program hasn't realized that they can just go win a title if they want to get serious. Then I think Elko could do it, but I don't know. Something in that organization's off because A&M has every right to be so good. So we're gonna take them to cover here. Notre Dame to win. Lots of the favorite wins, but the underdog covers this week is what I see. Especially in week 3. I think a lot of unders are gonna hit. That's how it's been all year, man. These defenses have came to play. All right, I'm gonna take a quick tea. Let me get a timeout off here. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna think of something else to talk about. Because I just talked for forever. I'm recording all of this on Sunday. and I don't know what to talk about anymore. What's happening on Thursday that I could talk about? Oh, dude, the tennis was good. Dude, we're sleeping on tennis. Tennis is an awesome sport. So good. Two goats. They act like two legends cannot coexist. J. Cole lyric, and that's my take on Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. Fun times. Back to football, man. What can I do? All right, we're gonna take a tea, and I'll come back. Bye. Vandy, South Carolina. Vandy. Vandy. We're taking Vandy. God, that was the horrible face I just made. Also, still not looking in the camera. Look, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, and I'm telling you that Vanderbilt is covering the spread against South Carolina and maybe winning. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a fun week. It's gonna be a fun week. Unfortunately, being a fan of a horrible team, I have no desire. I just want to quit. I want to quit football as a whole because it's a job to me. I put so much time, energy, effort. I burn bridges. I mean, I've lost friends over this stuff. I'm in the trenches with it. It's not all true, but it feels true. And when you're in a dark place like this, you just have to have a warrior spirit. And it's tough sometimes, but when things get hard and like when people need you and things get hard and like you don't know if you're gonna make it through, go on a trip. I'm going to Colorado. I'm getting away. I'm getting away. It's gonna be fun though. Nice to go on a trip. So I'm recording it all now. You guys will see this on Thursday, and I'm sure I'm going to miss some sort of big news, but that's all right. Thank you for listening. I truly appreciate you. I do. Looking to get this thing off the ground. I'm horrible at it right now, but the best part about that is you can only get better. So there's a true silver. See, I'm horrible at it. A true silver lining in being just absolutely egregious at what you want to pursue as a career is the only option is to grow. Literally can't get worse than me right now. But some people think I'm great, and that keeps me going. And if you're one of those people, I appreciate you, and I hear you, and I'm here for you. And we'll be back on Monday again to overreact about horrible teams that we thought were good, that just never were. All right, take care. Have good sporting. Episode 49. We're out of here.